Good morning. How you doing this morning? I am running late. How late am I? Oh, just about 3 or 4 minutes. That's all right. That's not too late. My biggest challenge was trying to choose which hoodie to wear today since I've got so many from this year. Yeah, well, y'all OU fans know what I'm talking about. Hopefully next year OU will save me some money because man, it's been a rough year. But anyway, it's been fun. They'll get it together by next year. You guys don't lose heart. They'll be all right. They'll get it. Anyway, I hope you're having a great morning. I hope you had a good night. I was up most of the night, and that's why I'm running a little bit late. But anyway, let me know again if the camera and sound is okay. I think I like this setup. I think I've got it where we want it, but I've still got lots of room to play with it. So hopefully it's coming through uh, good enough, and it'll work. Hopefully it'll work. Anyway, so this morning so much was going through my mind. I've got about 3 sips of coffee left. But I woke up about not not that long ago actually, and I was just praying and thinking about my day and trying to find my cape because I'm like, it's going to take superpowers to get everything done I need to get done today. Yesterday was a little hectic, and I was just like, "Oh, what am I going to do?" And I woke up at I think I went to sleep about 11:30, and I guess I crashed really hard. I went really good in the sleep, and Chris woke me up, and I thought, oh my goodness, it must be like 4 o'clock. Oh man, I'm just gonna go ahead and get up and get busy working, even though it's a little bit early. And then I looked at my watch, and I was like, it's only been an hour. I've been in bed an hour. Then I couldn't go back to sleep, and I think it was around 2 or 2:30 before I actually went back to sleep. And so, but those are unproductive hours. I hate that. I just don't like that at all. So as I was waking up this morning, I got my coffee and got all clocked in at work. And yes, I'm kind of getting paid to do this, right? Anyway, not really. And got all clocked in and all that. And I was just praying, and I started thinking of the song. Um, oh, I can't remember the name. The name of it's not what I call it, but all my life you've been faithful. And I just started thinking about how faithful God has been in all my life. And there was a phrase in that song that says that something to the effect of "You've carried me every day." And so I went back to Psalm 139 in my mind as I was praying and thinking and asking God to help me today, right? And I was looking at I was thinking about how it talks about how he's watched us form in the womb, and I need to find that poem. I've got that poem somewhere. I wrote about it, just about God watching us grow into our bodies grow, and I literally form in the womb, and he watched that, but he didn't leave us there, right? And I don't know what I titled this. Let me check real quick. I titled this, he didn't, the rest of the story. He didn't just go, wow, this is the coolest thing. Look what I created. People that can make more people, animals that can make more animals, plants that can make more plants. It's just a regenerates itself. It continues going. It's a no, it's more than a life cycle, right? It's just be able to produce more of like kind, as it says in Genesis, right? And but he didn't just go, man, that's just really cool. That was awesome. Okay, let's watch the next one. Let's watch the next million be born. No, he and be formed. He didn't stop there. Once we were born, he stayed with us. He's carried us every day, and that's what I had started. That's why I started thinking about the song because, and just in my praise, kind of my, I guess you can call it a personal praise time this morning, because I was just thinking, God, you've been so faithful in these long nights, which last night wasn't bad. It was just long, and I've had lots worse nights, trust me. And yeah, so I'm just like, I was just thinking, man, God, just thank you for not abandoning me. Right? He didn't look away when I was being formed in the womb. He didn't look away when you were being formed in the womb. He didn't look away after we were born, and when all these life circumstances, and we all have a list. I've got a 62-year long list of things that have happened, right? You may have a little bit shorter time list. You may have a longer time list, but we've got lists of things we've been through. And he never even considered not going through one of them with us. He never ever considered abandoning us along that road. He never, when the pandemic came, he didn't say, y'all are crazy down there. Call me when you're done. you know, that's what I'd have done. He didn't. He has us. He's beyond the womb. He watched us be formed. He knew us before we were formed. And I think he told that to Jeremiah. In Jeremiah 1, he said, I knew you before you formed in the. Let me just turn over there because I want to make sure I know that's where it is. I just want to make sure I quote it right or say it right or read it right. Y'all, I got to get new glasses. I can't see. But as in Jeremiah 1, God said this. Now, look at this take on it. He tells Jeremiah, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart and ordained you to be a prophet to the nations. So he said, before I formed you in the womb, that's what God told Jeremiah. I knew you. Before he said, let there be light, he knew you were going to be right here, right now, in this spot, facing whatever it is you're facing today. Think about your largest trials, your smallest trials, your in-between trials. Think about your greatest victories, your smallest victories, your in-between victories. He knew it all before he said, let there be light. And he said, let there be light anyway, right? Nothing made him abandon this part of the story. Nothing made him abandon this side of the cross. He didn't say, "Okay, well they got it made. I'll check back in later because it's crazy. It's that crazy down there, right?" No, he's got us. He's with us on the whole journey. He didn't just say, "Oh, this is look at the cute little baby," but they're gonna grow up. That's like what I want to get a puppy, but then I'm like, but then I'll have a dog. I don't want a dog. I want a puppy, right? So I'm not even thinking about it. But he didn't Jeremiah goes on to say later in 29:11 that I had good plans for you, thoughts of peace and hope to give you an expected end. What's that expected end? What would that be? Us living with him in eternity, us trusting him all along this journey. That's what it's all about, right? It's not about always feeling like we win because we don't. I don't always feel like I win. I make a bad choice. I've got to go through some clients and go, I've taken on way too much work, and some of it I don't like, and some of it's not productive. I'm getting $6 from this person, and 20 from that one, and 30 from that one for almost the same thing, and something's not right here, And I was just thinking money coming in, so it's okay, and I've made some crazy decisions, and I've got to go through and change it. But he's there for the ride. He didn't say your thoughts are going to be so crazy I can't hang out with you no more because people have told me that, right? So, he never said your life is going to be so hectic. Maybe you've dealt with a parent leaving and never coming back. Maybe you were adopted. Maybe are divorced. Maybe you've been through bankruptcy. Maybe you've been through great illnesses. I'm going through my list. I know what your list looks like, right? And all of those things, he says, I still have good plans for you. I still have more to the rest of your story. And in the middle of all of that, he works his goodness. How he does it, we just have to call it a miracle. Because in the middle of the storm, he brings peace. In the middle of sickness, he brings health. In the middle of our struggles, he brings peace. He brings help. He brings hope. He brings it all. He brings the rest of the story. We're never stuck in one spot. What kind of story would that be anyway? If the story was all about this one spot, there would be no conflict, there would be no resolution, there would be no climax at the end where everything works out and then we start another story. That's the stories of our days, right? And so it's never about just this moment. It's about trusting him in every moment because he's already worked through every moment so that his plan is to be with you. His plan is to leave you peace. He already left his peace. Jesus said, I'm leaving peace here. Think of that, just supernatural connection. He is the Prince of Peace. He was in heaven. He came to earth. The angels saying, look, peace is on earth. The Prince of Peace, he's on earth. And now all of a sudden heaven and earth are connected with the same peace, the same cord of peace, the same hope of peace, the Prince of Peace. And now we can have the same peace here on earth in our hearts as there is in heaven. Because then he said, I'm leaving it here. I made this divine connection. Peace is everywhere now. But we just got to figure out how to trust him for that peace, how to stay in that boat and wait for him to calm that storm, right? And in the midst of that, we just learn to trust him throughout good days, bad days, hard nights, long nights, short nights, whatever kind of nights and days we're having, we just learn to trust Him because He's got us. He's got the rest of the story, and the rest of the story is hope. The rest of the story is peace. The rest of the story is trusting His faithfulness. He's going to undergird us. He didn't abandon us in the womb. He didn't abandon us when we were born. He didn't abandon us when we became dumb adults or smart adults. Maybe I'm not so smart sometimes, right? He never abandons. He is here for the rest of the story. And man, I'm so grateful today for His faithfulness and for His just knowing that today I got a lot of stuff to do, and just knowing that He's not going to wait outside and go, you know what, let me know when you figure it out, because you got some complex issues here, right? He's not waiting at a distance. He's right here. I can draw from His peace. I can let it rain. I can draw for wisdom from His word. I can ask for wisdom. I can draw understanding from His word. And it's all, He's given me everything I need, Peter said, for life and godliness. Life, what I got to do to just live, the natural side of things, and godliness, the spiritual side of things, the salvation, the hope, the expectancy that He is my God and He's not going to leave me right here. Yeah, well, I encourage myself today. I hope I said something that made sense to you too. You guys have a great day today. Peace out, and I will see you tomorrow.